What's up guys, it's Preston, and today we're gonna be tackling one of the hardest questions in Christianity, the Trinity. So this is one of my just like talking videos, but I wanted to be outside, get a little drip scenery, feel more relaxed, feel more comfortable. So yeah, let's do it. I hear a lot of people say that the word Trinity isn't found in the Bible and the belief was invented later. So let's dive deep, let's talk about it, let's have some fun, grab some popcorn, maybe leave a little like beforehand, prophesy that the video is gonna be good. Let's go. So first, what we gotta do is we gotta go to the Bible. Okay, so the first verse is gonna be Isaiah 45:5, and it says, I am the Lord, and there is no other. Besides me, there is no God. So from the Bible, we see that there is one creator of the universe, one living and true God. But then we get to a verse in John, and it's verse 1, and it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And it says that the Word became flesh. So we know that this is Jesus Christ. So now we have Jesus Christ being labeled with God in the beginning and also God himself. Okay, so the third verse we're gonna read is about the Holy Spirit, and it's gonna be Acts 5:3-4. But Peter said, Ananias, why has Satan filled your heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and to keep back for yourself parts of the proceeds of the land? While it remained unsold, did it not remain your own? And after it was sold, was it not at your disposal? Why is it that you have contrived this deed in your heart? You have not lied to man, but to God. So it says that he lied to the Holy Spirit, but then he goes on to say that he lied to God. So if you guys wanted like a deeper video of each Father, Son, Holy Spirit being God, I could do that, but for the time's sake, for the watch time, you guys already probably watched like 30 seconds of my video. I probably already lost you. So we're gonna move on to the next point, but maybe a deeper video about that in the future. So we come to this wrestling point where it says there is one God, but then we have three different persons listed as God in the Bible: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So how do we reconcile these two beliefs? So the Christian doctrine of the Trinity teaches that there is one God existing in three persons. So what we say is one is the being or the essence of God. And what being or essence means is what you are. But we say that God exists as three persons. A person is who you are. So think of a being as what you are, the nature, the state of something, the essence, and then person is who that being is relationally. So before we go any deeper, I want to talk about describing the Trinity with an analogy. A lot of people try to do this and fit God into this perfect analogy, and it does not work. So for an example, people describe God, the Trinity, as water. That water can exist in three forms: liquid, solid, and gas. Sorry, brain malfunction. But this does not work because this is a heresy known as modalism. What is modalism? Modalism teaches that God is basically one person who shifts forms and changes modes. So the reason why that doesn't work is because God is three persons. Jesus, one person of the Trinity, is the fullness of God. He's not 1/3 of God, and he's not a mode of God. Another very common analogy is to describe the Trinity as the mind, body, and soul of a human, or mind, soul, and spirit. This is known as the heresy called Partialism, which splits God up into 1/3 and into parts. So if I just had my mind, that's not fully me. That's a part of me. But by itself, it is not the fullness of who I am. But Jesus, or the Holy Spirit, or the Father, by themselves is the fullness of God. All three are co-equal, co-eternal, and all three of them are 100% God. So if we can't describe the Trinity as an analogy, what can we do? First of all, we can all agree that we are not fully able to describe the creator of the universe. An ant is not capable of describing a person. God created us as finite creatures. So for us to think that we can fully describe the unlimited creator is almost pretty much pride, buddy. You're done. So I want to share a story with you guys that I read. It's from Saint Augustine, who was an earlier church father in like the 3rd or 4th century. And he was walking across the beach. Oh, nice little beach tried to attack me. But he was walking across the beach and he was thinking, how could he explain and fully understand the Trinity? And he's seen this little boy that had a hole in the sand. And the boy would walk to the ocean and scoop up water in the shell. And he would come back and try to fill up the hole. And after St. Augustine watched him for a while, he said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm trying to fit the entire ocean into this little hole. And he said, well, that's impossible. And the boy stood up and turned around and said, so it is that you try to fit the infinite God into your little finite mind. And then the boy vanished. And this story really hits my heart because for a while I tried to fully understand everything. And it honestly relieves a lot of stress to just sit back and say, it's okay that I can't fully describe something. So the biggest tip that I could give to describe the Trinity is keep it simple and stick to the Bible. As soon as you try to drift off from the Bible and explain it from your own head, you're probably already into heresy. You're done, buddy. Nice. But yeah, so for the verses that I shared, we have obviously the Father is God. Jesus, it says in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Also in Colossians 1, it says that all things were made by Him and for Him. In Hebrews 1:8, it says, the Father says of the Son, your throne, O God, is forever and ever. Jesus prays in John 17:5 to receive the glory that He had with the Father in the beginning of the earth. And then the verses that I provide for the Holy Spirit too. So we clearly see that there are three persons that exist as one God. And I know there's a lot of different beliefs that have different interpretations on it. But from the earliest of Christianity, we clearly see that Jesus is God. And if you still wrestle with the idea of Jesus being God, or that it was created later, far later into history, in the 3rd century, they found a mosaic underneath like a church or a temple where they had inscribed on it that Jesus Christ is God. So we see from the earliest times of Christianity, Christians worship Jesus as God. We see in the New Testament people worshiping Jesus at His feet, and He never denied them, but instead He said that they found the right thing, the better thing. They found the truth, that He is God revealed to us in flesh. He is the image of the invisible God. So yeah, guys, my final point would be to rely on the Bible. Trust in the Bible and believe in the Bible. The Bible is infallible and perfect. You don't need to go outside of the Bible to explain the things in the Bible, because guess what? The Bible perfectly explains itself. So let the Holy Spirit lead you in all wisdom and all knowledge and all understanding. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, maybe leave a comment of what you guys want to see in the future. I love you guys so much. Peace.